Okay, we'll now look at exercise 13.1 on page 765. In this chapter, we're dealing with current liabilities and contingencies. The first one should be fairly familiar to you. Here, the party just got a bank loan. We'll have some accrued interest built up on the loan. We're, of course, looking at it, since this is a current liabilities chapter, we're looking at it from the viewpoint of the borrower. And here it says, on November 1st, 2016, Quantum Technology, a geothermal energy supplier, borrowed $16 million cash to fund a geological survey. The loan was made by Nevada Bank Corp under a non-committed short-term line of credit arrangement. Quantum issued a 9-month, 12% promissory note. Interest was payable at maturity. Quantum's fiscal period is the calendar year. Okay, and then they ask us to prepare journal entries. Number one, prepare the journal entry for the issuance of the note by Quantum Technology. Well, that was in 2016. And this would have been on November 1st. Okay, they borrowed $16 million, so they now have more cash. Quite a bit more. And we'll credit notes payable. For the same amount, the amount they borrowed, $16 million. Okay, that takes care of number one. And number two reads, prepare the appropriate adjusting entry for the note by Quantum on December 31st, 2016. Okay, so we've made it to the end of the year. Now it says the interest is due at maturity, so the interest won't be due until 9 months have expired. And the face amount and interest will be due all at one time. But by December 31st, Quantum Technology has incurred some interest expense on this $16 million they borrowed. So we're going to want to debit interest expense for interest expense incurred by Quantum in 2016. Well, what's that going to be? It's going to be equal to our $16 million times 0.12 or 12%, then times the period of time covered by the note. Well, so far only 2 months have passed off, November and December. So 2 months divided by 12 months. So we multiply by the face amount of the note, $16 million, times 12% was the interest rate, and then 2 months have passed off. So I got $320,000 there. Now, Quantum has not paid that interest yet to Nevada Bank Corp. So they're going to credit a liability account, which is really what our chapter is about here, current liabilities and contingencies. The current liability here, I'm sure you guessed it already, will be interest payable. Alright, then on number 3, now we've made it to 2017, and it says prepare the journal entry for the payment of the note at maturity. Well, 9 months later would be the end of July in 2017. So we're going to say July 31. And here we're going to debit. You want to put, of course, your debits first, your credits second. We'll have a few accounts on each side, or more than one account on each side. So it really doesn't matter which one you do first. But we would debit interest payable from above. This part would now be paid on the maturity date. Remember, on the maturity date, Quantum's going to repay not only the face amount, but all of the interest due on the note. So we'll wipe out this account, interest payable. we credited it for $320,000 to take it off the books once it's been paid. It would be debited for $320,000. Remember, liabilities decrease on that debit side. All right, then we want to debit interest expense for interest incurred on this note in 2017. Well, that's going to be equal to our principal balance, the $16 million, times our interest rate of 12%, times the other 7 months out of the 12 in the year, and that would be January through July of 2017, and that gets us $1,120,000. Now, if they've settled the debt, the note payable also needs to come off the books. So we'll debit notes payable for the $16 million. I said we'd have at least one account on both sides. That wasn't true. We're going to debit 3 accounts in this entry, but the account to credit is cash. And it's the only account to credit. Okay, and you could calculate this number a couple of different ways. It's going to be the original amount of the note plus interest for 9 months. So let's calculate it that way, and then we'll sum these and see if we get the same number. Okay, so it's going to be equal to our $16 million times 0.12 times 9 divided by 12. Okay, and then I want to bracket that one off. I could do it like this. And then we're going to add to that the $16 million. I don't need this bracket here, I don't think. Okay, and I got, when I totaled that one up, here's the formula if you want to see it. You had your original face amount times 12%, or 0.12, times 9 divided by 12, because the note was for only 9 months. And then we're going to add back, this portion would be the interest for the entire note. Then we're going to add back the principal portion, $16 million, which is I-5 there, or H4, whichever you prefer. Okay, and that got us to $17,440,000. Well, let's make sure that's what these 3 total to, and it is. Okay, that takes care of exercise 13.1. I think after working this one with me, you shouldn't have any trouble with the exercise 13.1 homework problem on the Connect Plus site. Thanks a lot, and if you have any questions, please be in touch.